Hi everyone. I've got the wrong screen up. That should be better. There we go. Alright, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. Better Friday than I am. I am currently having a gout attack, which is fantastic, isn't it? If any of you have ever experienced that kind of pain before, I feel extremely sorry for you, because it is extremely painful. I am just trying to make sure all the windows captured are correct, and we should be good to go. So I'll just catch up in the chat and say hello to everyone first. Yeah, I don't want to start off on a bad note, but obviously my foot is in a lot of pain. If any of you have ever broken anything before and you've had gout, then you might even agree that gout could be a little bit more painful than a break, which is what has happened. It's the first time I've had a gout attack in about 2 years. But fortunately today in Taiwan it's a holiday, so no school, no work on Friday, which is sweet. So I'll say hi to everyone first. Hi Nenif, how you doing, buddy? FPL Anderson, how's it going? Ashik, Gavin, hi Steve. Well, yeah, Steve, I saw your question on Twitter before, and we'll be going over that because I will show a little video earlier. It's weird. I have a partnership, but not a sponsorship with FanTeam. Now, if any of you guys know what FanTeam is, it's fantasy football for money. It's daily fantasy sports, right? And at the start of the season, I did a video about it because they gave me a ticket to their season game. It's really similar to Fantasy Premier League, but they've also started now to give me free tickets to their €50,000 weekly game, so we can make a 1 week punt squad and we can enter that. But also, they're giving me tickets to give away to you guys, but I'll talk about that later on. That's right at the end because a lot of people are just here for FPL, the official game. But if you're interested in joining in the FanTeam stuff as well and have a chance to play yourself for €50,000, then it's there. That's the reason kind of why I'm doing it, because I want to be able to give something back to you guys. It's a free ticket. It usually costs €20 to enter, and I'm able to give it away for free. So that's for you guys, okay? So we'll have a look at what your questions are then. We'll go into just general talk about the players if you didn't catch the video from this week, and we'll just have a chat about football and FPL. So first up, let me just check there's nothing missing. Hey Shani, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Steve as well, agreeing that gout is painful. And yeah, thanks FPL Anderson. It is, and it usually hits your big toe, right? But unfortunately it's hit the bone on the side of my foot, so it's just taken out my entire foot. But like I said, I don't have work, and I've just been rewatching Narcos again before I get into Narcos Mexico, which would be good. Yeah, and we'll talk about captaincy options and players to look at, and just a quick review of last game week before we move on. So just a very, very brief look at my game week. So this is 4 green hours in a row. I've gone up 1 million places in the last 4 game weeks as well, which is fantastic. And for the first time since game week 6, I am inside the top 1 million, which is nosebleed territory considering I was about 2.2 million 4 weeks ago. So the biggest one really, unfortunately, Fernandez, who I've had since he joined Manchester United. Now he's not going to be much of a differential. And I know that Steve mentioned earlier he's looking for a KDB replacement, but not trusting Manchester United. So when we build our FanTeam squad, that's why they kind of interlink with each other, because we make a 1 week squad, right? And that's what people are looking for. Who should we get this game week? So, time to jump on Chelsea assets. So if you can see scrolling at the bottom, I have the talking points for today's stream. And funnily enough, Gavin, you've come on to one of the things I was talking about, and that is re-looking back at Chelsea assets. Now, we still don't seem to be sure. I'm sure a lot of you guys will watch the Fantasy Football Scout video later on about press conferences and injury news and things. I'm still not going to be leaning towards Abraham. Is he fit? Is he back? Is he going to stick with Giroud, who had a great game week last game week? But looking in midfield, Mason Mount looks like he's becoming an option again at 6.1 million. I think he had a pretty good game in the last game week. A lot of people saying it's the best that they've seen him. But they have just been thumped by Bayern Munich as well. So that might put a few people off. I've said the whole time, though, the reliable person at the back is always Azpilicueta. But it seems as though James is turning a lot of heads. And again, if you do... Hey, Ben, how you doing, buddy? If you do play on the FanTeam game, he's 4 million on FanTeam. So he's definitely in that one. But for 5 million... The problem that we have with Chelsea is if I were to go into Chelsea, Willy Caballero at 4.8, it's a little bit expensive, but defensively, is Alonso back? Is it back from the past? I don't really trust him in attack. I don't trust him to keep clean sheets in defence. So if I was going to go into Chelsea, it would probably be going in at the midfield towards the I still think Mount is the best option. At the moment, coming out of Chelsea, he's cheap, 6.1 million. And for those, and at the bottom you can see Traore trouble. We're not too sure if Adama Traore is keeping his place, especially because I know he did a great job again in Europe, but people are thinking he's going to be dropped. He's having his minutes managed. If you're getting off Traore, you could maybe get onto Mount. And Willian are probably your best options there because the fixtures for Chelsea. Bournemouth away, Everton, Villa, City. Oh, okay, I understand, of course, that's difficult. And then West Ham, Watford, Palace, Sheffield United, Norwich. It's a pretty decent end to the season, so you could always try. But yeah, I wouldn't go defensively. I wouldn't go in attack. I would probably just get one of the midfielders. So that'd be my suggestion. What to do with Luca Dean? So you can see I've got Holgate in my side. I started, when I did my wildcard, the idea was to bring three Everton players in for the good fixtures and then take them out. Now, Luca Dean, he's someone I'm thinking of putting in for my 1 week team. But defensively, again, he's not been on it as much this season. People were leaning towards Sidibe, but again, defensively, I'm not expecting clean sheets. And for that price at the minute, there is just so many options out there, I think, that are better than Luca Dean. For 5.8 million, and he's yellow flagged, I'm just not feeling with Luca Dean. I think if you've got him, I definitely won't be taking hits out to take him out, but I definitely won't be bringing him in. That would be my thought on Luca Dean. So, Guaita, you must have had him a long time there, Anderson, if you've still got Guaita. T.A. Bolly, Lascelles, Evans, Salah, Barnes, Mane, Vardy, Jimenez, and Ings. Yep. Solid. You think you've got this correct? Well, Traore, Grealish, Lundstram, of course. So you're thinking, should you bench Traore or not? I've suffered by not going with the attacker, but with going with the defender. So I would probably still maybe play Traore over Lascelles. That would be my decision. I understand the Lascelles at home to Burnley, which is fine, but Burnley are actually, I believe, something like third in the form table. So actually, if I just double check that, they're really high up currently in the last 5 games, and they have been scoring goals, even without the likes of Ashley Barnes. They're second over the last 5 games, and they've scored 9 goals in 5 games. So I would probably bank on Traore playing and doing something against Spurs rather than Newcastle keeping out Burnley, who, like I said, are second in the form table over the last 5. Unbeaten and scored 9 goals. It's definitely something I'll be thinking about. Non-Liverpool or Manchester United replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. So I made a quick note on some of the players that I'll be thinking about bringing in for the 1 game week game. But Steve, what is it about? So of course non-Liverpool, you've already got 3 Liverpool, but the first question is, are you sure you want to take Kevin De Bruyne? I know this has been a hot topic. I know he's even had a price fall, but even I was thinking of taking him out when the likes of Son was healthy before he broke his arm. But I'm still just thinking of benching Kevin De Bruyne and bringing him back, to be honest, Steve, because I don't think there's a quality player out there, or a player, if you move around the funds, I don't think it's going to make up for what Kevin De Bruyne will possibly bring to your side. He is the top FPL player right now in the entire game. He doesn't look like he's letting up. So personally, I would probably just bench him for a week, Steve, because he's going to come back and have a double game week, right? And just have, so for in my example, you guys know I have Snodgrass. So Snodgrass, I plan this because Snodgrass will come in and he plays Southampton at home, which I think is a good game. So just have a decent sub to come in. Even if it's a defender, that's fine. I just cannot think of anyone who entices me away from Kevin De Bruyne, especially without Son. So no Liverpool, no United. You've got Lucas Moura, out of position striker, or Bergwijn, the new player at Spurs. One of them two are going to kind of be playing up front. So for one game week only, you've got Richarlison, who's at home to Manchester United. He's in good form. I always still think the likes. So there's three from West Ham actually. There's Snodgrass, who's on set pieces. There's Antonio. But it's a little bit, it's cheaper than Kevin De Bruyne, but I think Antonio, Snodgrass, and Felipe Anderson are three pretty decent options from West Ham because it's a must-win. I mentioned this on the video that I did a few days ago, that they've just played City and Liverpool away, and then they've got really difficult fixtures after this. This at home to Southampton is a must-win game if they want to stay in the Premier League. And I think they're going to go out all guns blazing. So, an Almiron for a week. Newcastle's best attacking option right now. Or St. Maximin is an exciting one. But if you don't want, if you've already got Liverpool, you don't want United. Maybe Richarlison, maybe more. But I'd keep Kevin De Bruyne because there's just not a lot of people that I would take out. Vardy captain this week. Nenif, that's a very, very good shout. I've kept hold of Jamie Vardy as well. He's currently my vice captain. Especially, I believe Zimmerman is out for this game, and they usually concede even more goals without him. I know it sounds stupid. I worry about a Friday night captain. Do you know what I mean? Like, Friday night football, it's great. Of course, this is when Leicester spanked Southampton, right? But if Vardy blanks or gets dropped, you've got the entire weekend of just thinking, oh my God, this is horrible. I hate FPL. And I'm just currently on Liverpool, the steamrolling the way to the title. And Vardy, as great as he is, and he could easily score like 2, 3, whatever goals, he is out of form a little bit despite these great fixtures. But Liverpool are just bang on form. They're just picking it up time and time again, so I would stick with that. Hey, Sagnick, how you doing, buddy? So I go, Captain Vardy or Salah. I'm going for Salah. I always prefer captaining a midfielder just because they get more points for what they do. So if Vardy scores a goal this weekend and Salah scores a goal this weekend, Salah will get more points for the goals, and Salah is then just basically more likely to get bonus points. So Sagnick says, don't trust Everton defensively. Completely agree. I had Sidibe and Holgate, and it lasted for like one game week. Actually, if I re-look at that form guide, Everton have conceded quite a few goals in the last 5. Despite doing pretty well with Ancelotti, if we have a look, Everton have conceded 9 goals in the last 5 games. So even though they've won 2, drawn 2 in the last 5, so they've only lost 1, they've still conceded 9 goals. That's the same amount of goals as Watford and Aston Villa have conceded. So definitely not touching Everton defensively. Unless, you've got the likes of Sidibe or Coleman, whoever plays, and Luka Dean in an attacking sense. But again, it comes down to the price and what you can get for your money. And I'd rather try and get clean sheets with Wolves and Leicester players for cheaper than just try and maybe get attacking returns from Luka Dean, who hasn't really been, his good old self recently. So then I missed that. What was that? You think Traore will not start again, and that's a key reason why that finished my decision of Harvey Barnes in, Traore out. Jimenez and Jota got rested as well, which is great for me because I've got Raul Jimenez. But yeah, I think it is worrying. I was on Traore really early, so I did lose. Well, I didn't lose money. Obviously, I gained money, but if I want to bring him back, it'll cost me. But I'm still in the differential game right now, so I'll have a core spine of like 3 Liverpool, Kevin De Bruyne, Vardy, Ings, and then the rest will be like differentials. And Traore now is about 20% ownership, and Harvey Barnes is 3%, 3.2%. So yeah, if you're going to get off Traore, I think it's a decent time. But I still wouldn't be taking big hits to get him out for this game week. Bench him maybe, that's fine. But yeah, always remember a -4 means whoever comes in. So if you're doing Barnes in, Traore out for a -4, Barnes has got to, get 2 attacking returns just to make it worth that transfer. Yeah, that's your debate about Lascelles or Traore, and I've said the same as you were thinking. That might be dangerous, but great minds think alike, but unfortunately, so do non-great minds. But yeah, that's what I was saying about Newcastle, still not strong defensively, and I've said Burnley are second in the form table, so... I always say the same thing, guys. Always don't get angry at the result, get angry at the decision. So if you play Traore and Newcastle get a clean sheet and Traore, doesn't do anything, it's not a bad decision to play Traore ahead of Lascelles, right? So when I missed Pukki's haul against Manchester City way back near the start of the season, because I was basically being a smart ass, right? I was thinking, oh, no way they're going to do it, and I played a defender instead, and it cost me, right? So, and again, always go attacker over defender, and if you say to other people, should I play Traore or should I play Lascelles, you're probably going to be playing Traore. Matt had a fantastic game against Spurs. Yeah, a lot of people said that. Bully for Tongan. I'm looking not to get any point. Hi, Kiffy, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you again. Excuse me. So yeah, that's why I'm suggesting Mason Mount. If you're going to go Chelsea, I wouldn't go too heavy. They're not doing amazing at the minute, but I still think 6.1 for Mount, and his ownership's gone way down to what it was. I still think is a good option. KDB, benching him is a worthwhile thought. Do not trust those. It depends who's on your bench, though. Oh, you need a midfielder 5 million or less that will play. Then Moy at Brighton. Is he still 4.8 million? Or Jorginho. Now, hear me out, Steve. Less than 5 million, I understand. But Jorginho is still on penalties. And, away to Bournemouth isn't a bad fixture. Less than 5 million. But Moy, they're at home to Crystal Palace, Brighton, right? So that would be my option. You've done -40 Robertson for Evans. Ooh, that's brave. And then KDB for money. Oh, okay, so you've balanced that out, I was going to say. You didn't want KD money on the bench and you can't hurt you when he blanks. Yeah, people have been freaking out saying, oh my God, you're taking out Kevin De Bruyne. You're playing the game wrong. It's like, well, just because you take him out and you can bring him back. So actually, if I would have taken him out and brought him back, I might have lost like 0.2 million. But that means that I had a game week ahead of everyone else who's having to play the likes of Lascelles, right? We're going for points, not money. So I don't think it's a bad idea to take him out and bring him back if you can afford it. It's not throwing away money, because at the end of the season, you don't say, oh, I got this amount of points, but my team value is 108 million. Isn't that really good? It's like, yeah, but 108 million or 100 million or 90 million team value doesn't matter. The points is what matters at the end of the season. That's why I took Kevin De Bruyne out when he got injured before he came back for that Palace game. If you remember again earlier on in the season, I swapped him for Mahrez. So he got injured, he came back, and then I brought him back in. So it's not forever, right? You got McNeil in for Fleck. I don't think that's a bad option, Alistair, but the thing is, just be careful with, Burnley's fixtures aren't that easy, I believe, coming up. Let's just double check. And, yeah, Newcastle, Spurs, and City in the next 3. Newcastle, okay, McNeil can do something there, but Spurs and City, and I know people make fun of Spurs or whatever, but there's still a decent side. And that was like McNeil, was it 14 points he got in the last game? Yeah, 14 points in his last game. That's the first time he's got anything since an assist in game week 12. And that's his first double-digit haul of the season. I would have possibly stuck with Fleck, but that depends on whether or not, I know Fleck's blanking and you want 11 players. So that's obviously that's our goal at the moment, to get 11 players on the pitch, because obviously we've got 4 teams blanking. But again, I wouldn't be taking -4 hits to do that, especially if Fleck's going to come back and have a double game week. Antonio always passes. Oh, sorry, I've scrolled down. Antonio always passes the eye test, but terrible FPL asset. 3 attacking returns all season, and only once this game week 11. True, I'm backing Antonio here, and I did mention this on the video for this game week's preview, and I said it was a gut feeling. It's a gut feeling for him. I said I don't have XG or XA or XGA or XYZ or whatever. I don't have that to back Antonio. It just feels as though he could do something this game week. I know he's 6.9. I know he's expensive, but I'm just talking about a 1 week punt. But you do have to remember, wasn't he injured? So I understand that you're saying he's not done stuff since like game week 11, but he's only played 90 minutes, 5 times this season, right? He's played 848 minutes, so don't take it like too badly because he's only now playing 90 minutes. He had an injury, right, for a lot of the season. So, could be back. Giving the armband to Ings, any thoughts? Massive differential. So, again, you can see at the bottom of the screen and in the description, I've been saying about teams to target. And you've just got to target West Ham and you've got to target Aston Villa. I've mentioned him on the stream before. Maybe follow him on Twitter, Abubakar Sadiq. He basically mentioned that Aston Villa and West Ham have like the worst records in Premier League history for how many chances and shots that they've been conceding. And I mentioned on the form guide, West Ham are bottom of the table over the last 5 games, and they've conceded 13 goals in 5 games, that's relegation form. And I mentioned this weeks ago, even when we saw Brighton scoring those goals, the defence looks so comical at times. That Danny Ings' captaincy is a great differential. And again, it's not a bad decision. That Ings has been in great form this season, scoring goals. West Ham have been conceding goals and really poor defensively. That's a huge differential. It's a big risk. I'm not going to say, it's an amazing idea, but certainly it's not a bad idea. Would I rather play Traore against Tottenham or Barnes against Norwich? One of the two. Barnes against Norwich. I made that transfer, Dylan. I took Traore out and I brought Barnes in. Especially because, again, Norwich and Villa next week. And I think Barnes is going to be back. He came out against Man City and I think he did really well. Keep Liverpool double attack Mane and Salah, or go Salah to KDB and Vardy to Aubameyang. Oh, for a potential double game week. Again, I know I got a bit of flack from Patrick, who sometimes watches the streams and watches the videos, because he said about Aubameyang, we brought him in, he captained in the last 2 game weeks, see, I told you, but I still don't trust Aubameyang. I mean, I know he scored against Olympiacos, right, but he missed an absolute sitter, and I think that is in his head. And I would probably go Mane and Salah, and keep Vardy, especially for these fixtures coming up, then KDB and Aubameyang. That would be my offer, my suggestion. William, what are my thoughts on Salah's good form versus Watford? Do you think he will do well? #captain. The captain's armband right now is on Salah for me. Vice captain Vardy. If I felt braver, I would probably put it on Vardy, but again, is in good form. They want to win the title. I think he's going to play. And Watford, again, even though Pearson did a great job when he came in right at the start of his tenure at Watford, they're second bottom for form, and they've conceded 9 goals in the last 5 games as well. So that strong defensive Performances that Watford were putting in aren't really there at the minute, and Liverpool are just, well, Liverpool, they're absolutely running away with it. And I know he's going to have like 2 million people captain him, but it's, you know, it's like I always say, just captain the person who's going to score the most points, right? There's no point in captaining. So if you think Vardy is going to get the most points this week against Norwich, or Ings is going to get the most points against West Ham, then captain them. Don't think, oh, I think Salah's going to do really well, but I want a differential captaincy. No, if you think Salah is going to score the most points, captain Salah. Because it's points that you want at the end of the week, right? Not, you know, having a differential. So if Vardy scores 1, but Salah scores 1 and gets an assist, yeah, your captain's done all right, but 2 million people captain Salah, and he was the best option, and they've scored more points than you. And it feels like Ings is playing a deeper role. That's interesting. I'll have to look at his heat map for that. I'm not too sure about that. Hi, Dred. How you doing, buddy? Bowen over Antonio, Darren. What do I think? I know a lot of people are singing Bowen's praises, but I don't think he's ready yet. Is that correct? He's only come on for a couple of appearances. He started a game yet? He's played 16 minutes in the last 2 games, so I like the idea. I want to see him start a game before I consider bringing him in. So that'd be my suggestion there. Steve Moore, you know, interesting, we'll consider it. Yeah, I just think maybe, Steve, you'll regret it if you take Kevin De Bruyne out and you don't bring him back. And I said he's the top player in the game right now. We know how devastating he can be. His high ownership is a positive and a negative, right? You want those differentials, but if he puts in one of his performances, which he's done so many times this season, you're going to regret it taking him out for, you know, Richarlison, who's so hot and cold. Ross Barkley or Mason Mount? Mason Mount. Ross Barkley has this amazing ability to shine in a game. He'll get like a goal and 2 assists, and we'll be thinking, ooh, do you remember pre-season? He looked incredible in pre-season. And we're all thinking, should we go with him or maybe this Mason Mount guy? And we were all like, oh yeah, let's go Ross Barkley. And then he'll do that, and he'll either get dropped or he'll do nothing. So I would say Mason Mount. Shane Long. Hey, Booner, I tagged you in that post about Fantasy Football Scout, right? One of the writers there had been saying, like, oh yeah, but Shane Long. How about the Shane Long Ings double up? And I just thought, hey, Booner did that like weeks ago. So Shane Long captain, no brainer. No, I can't sit here and say, you know, Shane Long's the man of the week. Would I play Bolly or Lascelles? Now, Dylan, that is an interesting one. Again, I'd stick with Wolves. I'd go with Wolves, I think, there. And that's because I know they're away to Spurs, but Spurs don't even have like a recognised striker right now. And I said Newcastle could still concede, and Wolves are really good defensively. Isn't it like clean sheets ever since Bolly has come back? I think, yeah, 3 games, 3 clean sheets. And Bolly is a menace on corners. He's a big guy, good in the air. You could do it. Hey, Rudy, how you doing, buddy? Oh, Booner thinks play Lascelles over Bolly. That's interesting. You've got Richarlison, Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Martial, and Fernandes in midfield. Should you keep Martial and play Lascelles in Gameweek 28 or swap him out? Rudy, if you have a free transfer, we still don't even know if Martial is definitely out. And that's something that obviously puts a lot of people off. And you're going to be so annoyed if he's out. But then Lascelles will come off. So you want to think of future plans. So you've doubled up on United, and that's fine if you feel that's the right way to go. But if you could take him out without a hit and keep Fernandes in, I would. And it looks like he could be out. Then I would possibly take him out. But I wouldn't take Martial out for a hit. What do I think of TAA captain? I think it's a great choice. You're a braver man than I. I actually did captain Trent Alexander-Arnold for the double game week, which he did well. I mean, I've got a few more points if I did Salah, but he wasn't far behind Mo Salah for that double game week that Liverpool had. But again, yeah, Watford not setting the world on fire, and 4 goals in the last 5. Liverpool clean sheets, except what is it, 10 in the last 12 games. I mean, they did concede 2 to West Ham, so that might put me off a little bit. But Trent is so good. Like, we talked about Luka Dean earlier and how, maybe they'll concede a goal, but he's got some attacking threat. TA is like a midfielder, man. Like, he's just... If you want a big differential captaincy, again, Dred, that's not a bad captaincy choice. If people see that you've captained Trent Alexander-Arnold, they're not going to be thinking, well, it's not like a Booner captain in Shane Long, right? And people think, oh, that's a strange one. People will say, yeah. Hasn't he not blanked for like 10 game weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, 11 game weeks he hasn't blanked. So actually, if you would have just captained TAA for the last 11 game weeks, you would have got double-digit hauls from your captain every game week, which is mad to think of that, right? Firmino, not a bad shot either. If you have him, yep, he's on my FanTeam FPL game. And away, I don't know what it is. Firmino just is unlucky at home for Liverpool this season, but he is their supposedly top away player. He's not a bad shout. I'm just personally really happy with Vardy, Ings, Jimenez. Like, Jimenez is my player of the season, man. He just ticks along, 5 or 6 points. He's not really banged for me yet, but just Mr. Reliable. Again, he was my only striker last week who got something. So, and Firmino, and you could always just swap Firmino to Vardy, right? If you wanted to do that. You think Watford will score against Liverpool? They could score against Liverpool. The likes of De La Feu, they're always a pretty a good threat. But like I mentioned earlier, it's their attacking threat. Like, Liverpool, Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold have a legit attacking threat. Like, we always like to get fullbacks and wingbacks into our teams because we think, oh, defensively fine, but we could get something in attack. But they will give you something in attack, right? They take the corners and the free kicks, and they just get assists. So I agree, Watford could score, but easily you could be seeing a Trent or Robbo assist. Hashtag copycats. We're all going to have Shane Long by the end of this season, Boona. I'm telling you. It's going to be my transfer next week. That's a lie. I'm not going to do that. Liverpool. It's all true. Dred, you're right. They haven't been particularly great in attack of late. That's why I mentioned 4 goals in 5 games. Darren, going to go for Bowen. Ooh, okay. I always tell you guys, definitely play your own game. I'm just here to give my opinion and chat about FPL. That's what this is for. Just be wary that Bowen, like I said, he's only played 16 minutes in the last 2 games. Hey Vince, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while. You think Fernandes, TAA and KDB are in your team forever, till the end of time, until they retire? That was like me with Aguero until this season, to be honest. Hey Sean, how you doing, buddy? But yeah, I've been really happy with Fernandes. It's a very early punt that paid off. So he didn't get me anything against Wolves, and I didn't think he maybe would be, but I fancied it, and then boom, Chelsea, and then Watford. So he's been really good. And again, yeah, KDB, I thought about taking him out, but I just can't. Like, there's no one I want to play him. I'd rather just play one less midfielder and get a better defender in. Perez in for Decore. Think you should have gone for Barnes. Slightly cheaper, more chance of playing. Yeah. Oh, hi, Mr. Jolly. I didn't notice you'd popped in. I agree. Maybe Barnes is a better option, but you just don't know. And to be honest, if you see the team sheet tomorrow, Perez is playing and Barnes is playing, you'd be happy. Like, as long as they're on the pitch against Norwich today, then I think that's not a terrible thing. You'd be tempted for Firmino over Mane. but it was bad for you early in the season. Yeah, Sean, that's something that was in my pre-season video of trying to tell people, try not to hold a grudge. Like, you don't want to look back and think, yeah, I agree, Firmino is a better option than Mane, but I'm not doing it. I don't like Firmino. And then you sit here for 5 game weeks and see Firmino bang 3 goals a week, and you didn't do it just because you didn't like him, kind of thing. But I'm leaning away from Firmino. I think there are some other options. Like I said, I'm happy with Vardy, Ings, Jimenez going forward. And for me, it's double Liverpool defence. Like Robertson, Trent, and Salah or Mane. I think that's just easy points, to be honest. Hey, Magic Aaron, how you doing? Bit the bullet and wildcarded this week. Triple Liverpool, triple Wolves, triple Leicester, triple Southampton. Nice. Pope, Martin Stevens. Enough left over to get to KVDB next. But yeah, that sounds pretty great. So I'll just do a quick, using what you've just said there, Aaron, about, so you've wildcarded. I'm really looking forward to finally figuring out who the hell is going to blank in game week 31, right? And we know Wolves, Burnley, Bournemouth, and someone else that we don't really want. So triple up on Wolves. I'll probably get 1 Burnley defender. My chip strategy, hopefully when we find out who the hell is going to blank in game week 31, I don't want to play my free hit. I think a lot of people are going to have not 11 players, and I think the games that are going to go ahead are filled with teams and players that might not even score many points. And I'd rather if I could use a free hit in a double game week, and I'm sat here with 11 players playing twice, I think that's better than, say, blank game week 31, where I'm playing 8 or 9 players who are pretty good, instead of free hitting to get 11 players who play for, Bournemouth. So if you are wildcarding, Aaron, if you're wildcarding, that's great. That's your choice. I just personally, if I still had my wildcard, I would have waited until I know the blanks, because then I could have got 1 or 2 bench players from those teams that are definitely going to play. So you've already got 3 Wolves, so you definitely have 3 players playing in game week 31. But we don't know about the others, right? Bruno is essential. Sean, you've got to be careful throwing that word around in the FPL community. As soon as you say essential, people just explode. Every time you say essential, someone's price drops when they click their fingers. Everton will be a tough game for United this week. I agree, but I still think United and Everton will both score this game week. Does Igalo have a chance to take Martial's place? So, Rudy, I mentioned earlier that Martial could be injured. But I believe Solskjaer said something about Igalo played in the Europa League because he wants Greenwood for the Premier League. So I don't think Igalo can replace Martial. And I think that Greenwood is going to, if Martial is injured, I think Greenwood is going to play ahead of Igalo. But I don't think Igalo will take Martial's place. Thoughts on Reece James? Hey, Pulakesh, how you doing, buddy? I talked about Reece James earlier. In FanTeam, he's great. He's 4 million. In the official FPL game, he's like 5 million. I don't trust Chelsea defensively. We talked about Chelsea earlier on, so if you skip back to the start of the stream, I basically just said Chelsea look okay, but midfield, not strikers, not defenders. And yeah, Sean, you said the same thing about clean sheets. And yeah, so Pulakesh is 5 million. I just think there's better options out there. Who do you start, Traore or Aurier? Ooh, I mean, I mentioned this earlier. Go for the attacker. I'd go for Traore, but we don't know if he's going to play. I know that's an issue, but I don't really trust Aurier. You think we'll only have 4 fixtures? They're confirmed right now. So you think Liverpool Palace? So you think Chelsea's going to knock them out? That's brave, notorious. That's a bold move. So we'll just have a quick look back at my predictions from last game week. So Danny Ings blanked frustratingly. He didn't play badly, and Southampton destroyed Aston Villa, really. Jimenez got something back, and all the Liverpool assets I talked about, they all returned. So I've got Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, and Salah, and of course Mane returned as well. It was only Firmino out of the big five that blank there, which is great. Fernandes was my differential pick. Of course, he got his 14-point haul. Bolly clean sheet. That's Charlie Taylor. You can see, but it's the bar at the bottom's in the way. Clean sheet there as well. And Kyle Walker-Peters was injured before that game started, but Southampton still got a clean sheet, so it did. It was almost a clean sweep. It was almost a pretty good clean sweep there. And looking at the people that I'm picking for this game week, and you can see I'm backing Leicester against Norwich here. Danny Ings as well. I mentioned, we talked about Danny Ings and maybe even as a captaincy option earlier because West Ham's defence is horrific at the bottom of the form table. And of course, Liverpool, because it's Liverpool. My differential of the week is going to be Barnes. Like I said, he's just over 3% ownership now. He looks good again when he's in good form, actually, Barnes. In the last couple of game weeks, so game week 24, 12 points. Game week 25, 7 points. And then Wolves was 3. So game week, 23, Hall, he got returned. 24 got returned. 25 got returned. 26, he didn't. And then 27, he was dropped and then came on. But when he came on, like straight away, he changed the game. And Leicester changed the formation because of playing against Man City, and they didn't have a defensive midfielder with Ndidi or Chowdhury because one's injured, one's suspended. But I'd be surprised if he doesn't play, and I think it's a good option. Diogo Jota, 5 goals in the last week in Europa League and the Premier League against Norwich. Good option, cheap. And when we're talking about blank game week 31, you need 3 Wolves players. Maybe go for 1 defender and Jimenez and Jota up front. Might be a good option. And like I said earlier about Antonio, he's just my gut feeling of the week. West Ham really, really need to beat Southampton. I genuinely think they could be relegated if they don't beat Southampton this game week. And I think Antonio, being a midfielder, is the guy who could lead the way. But I've got Snodgrass, and I also agree Snodgrass is a fantastic option. Okay, I'll reel that back in. I'm not going to say a fantastic option. I think he's a good option in your starting 11, and he's 5.2. Yeah, 5.2 million, and he got me an 18-point haul, forever in my heart, right, a couple of weeks ago. And of course, blanked against City, but he did get an attacking return against Liverpool, at Liverpool. He's on corners, he's on free kicks, and he's got a nice delivery on him. So I think he's a good option. You'd love to upgrade Gomez to Robson, but you like having money in the bank. Money in the bank doesn't get you points, Sean. All this barn talk's good shout, but rarely plays 90 minutes. You're plucking from Maddison. Yep, Maddison is a great option. It's just, there's like a 1.6 million difference. Like, when KDB comes back, Barnes is my 4th midfielder out of my 4, right? He's like an enabler. So if he doesn't play 90 minutes, that's fine. But, I mean, he almost plays 90 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the last 5 games, 90 minutes, 82 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes, and then 45 minutes. So he almost plays 90 minutes in the last 5 games. And again, City, he wasn't dropped because he's bad. He was dropped because he changed formation to 2 up front. Yeah, thanks, Alistair. Good luck to you as well, buddy. Hey, Carl. How you doing, my friend? What do I reckon? Sionchu or Dwight McNeil? Minamino. So, Colin is a friend of mine in real life. And he does the craziest punts. And he just, not maybe this season, Colin, I think you'll admit, but in the last couple of seasons, he will just be so out of the box. Who was it that you didn't own? I think you didn't own Kevin De Bruyne, Salah or Mane for most of the season. Just mental things that he does. And he brought in Minamino on his wild card, which I thought was just crazy. It didn't work out, but what we thinking, Colin Sionchu or Dwight McNeil? I mean, Dwight McNeil's away. He's just off a haul going to Newcastle. Again, I'm going to stick with it. Go for the attacker over the defender. I mean, Pukki or Cantwell could score against Leicester, right? It's strong possibility. Dwight McNeil's only got one haul like all season. I don't think they're fantastic options. So it's really tough, that call. I'd probably go for McNeil. Any possibility of Kelly or Rico to start? Notorious? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, no. Unless there's some new injury news, which I don't think there is. I don't expect Kelly to play. But Bournemouth, they're the ones that pick up injuries. And then they don't tell anyone they've got injuries. But I'm pretty sure Adam Smith is back at left back. When was the last time Rico actually played? Well, the game before last, Rico could play. Maybe. But not Kelly. And again, I wouldn't risk starting either of them. If I could replace them, then I would. West Ham have just too many quality players to go down. Sean, didn't we think that the last time West Ham went down? And did we not think that when like Newcastle went down like the first time? Stevens versus Taylor versus Lascelles. Pick one. Pick one? Ooh, okay, well, Lascelles is out. We've talked a lot about him. I think West Ham's going to score. I'm going to say Taylor. Yeah, Notorious. I'm going to say Taylor. Newcastle scored the fewest amount of goals. Sorry, no, Norwich have with 2, but 3 goals in 5 games. There's talk of Joel Linton being dropped for Dwight Gale. I don't know if that improves Newcastle's chances of getting a goal, but Newcastle are known for not exactly banging in a bunch of goals all the time. So, yeah. I'd probably go Taylor. You brought in Sionchu for O'Connell this week. Yeah, I don't think Sionchu is a bad shout. I had him all the way back when, start of the season when it was like 4.5 million, but just not leaning towards, if I had to choose him versus an attacking player against Newcastle, I'd probably go that way. And I think Sionchu, I think it was from Fantasy Football Scout, right? I don't always agree with some of the suggestions that he has, but one of the rules that he has for himself is he won't spend over 5 million on a defender if they don't offer really an attacking return, because I think there's a lot of under 5 million players out there that could get you clean sheet points. And I don't disagree with that decision. I mean, it doesn't have to be so strict that it's exactly on the money, but yeah, I kind of agree with that. There are a lot of cheap, good budget players out there that can get you a clean sheet. But if you're spending 5 million on a player that is basically just going to get you a clean sheet, unless they play for Liverpool because they are reigning clean sheets, right? Then yeah, I wouldn't have gone Sionchu. I'd have just tried to stretch for Ben Chilwell, or Pereira is your top option there. But with the chances, again, clean sheets for Leicester aren't great, but Norwich, Villa, Watford, Brighton in the next 4 is not a crazy thing to bring in Sionchu. Okay, so I think, let me just check there are the points that I wanted to mention in the video. Teams to target, we talked about the troubles with Traore. Is he going to play? Triple up on Wolves and Leicester, I think, is a really good idea as well. So we're going to be... So if you've seen other people, they'll make like a team of the week, right? That they're going to say they'll think they'll score the highest. And that's something that we're going to do with the FanTeam idea that I've got. So I'll play this short video and then we'll get into creating one game week 28 team to submit to the 50,000 tournament. So hopefully you guys have some ideas, and we'll use the players we've been talking about and put that into this FanTeam team and put that into the competition. So let me just play this and then we'll jump into that. Every week, FanTeam will give me a ticket into a €50,000 single game week competition. So I'm going to show you how you can join, play, and have a chance of winning a free entry ticket into next game week's €50,000 competition. So below all of my YouTube videos, you can click on this link and it will take you to this page where you can create an account. So fill in the details to create your account, and when you have created your account, it would be a good idea to verify your account. If you are a UK citizen, you must, or a UK resident, you must verify your account. So you've created your account, you've verified it, and you're good to go. So the weekly games, there are 3 for FPL, and we will be playing the 50,000 prize. Now you land on the team selection page. So scroll down, game week 28, you can see these are the fixtures for this game week. Choose 11 players, choose a captain, choose a vice captain, and you're pretty much good to go. Click here to check how FanTeam FPL score for their game. I find that it's pretty similar to the official FPL game, but make sure you check this out so you can get the most points for this competition. For the rules of the competition, please click on details and rules, and there are only 2 main differences here between the official game and the FanTeam game. There's the safety net rule and the stacking penalty rule. All rules and how they score points are on this team selection page. So, how can you win a free ticket to next game week's €50,000 competition? Simple. After we've made our team together on the stream, comment on today's YouTube video stream below with which of our players do you think will get the most points for this game week. If you're right and you have a FanTeam account through my link, you could win a free ticket added to your account. If more than one person gets the answer right, I'll choose a correct person from random. So, let's make a new team together for this game week's competition, and good luck if you enter yourself. Okay, so like I mentioned in that short video, every week I'll get a free ticket to enter the 50,000 tournament, and you guys are able to get a free ticket as well. So it's honestly, it's pretty much exactly like the official FPL game, and it's something I'll do towards the end of the stream. Enter a team and put it in, and then from the 11 that we pick right now, you guys comment, not in the chat, but in a comment below, who do you think will get the highest points, and whoever's right will get a free ticket to enter next week's competition, because it's a weekly competition. Not every single game is on the game week, so there's no Norwich game and there's no Brighton Palace game, because it's just the Saturday Sunday games. Okay, so you can see these are the fixtures, and that's it. So the players that we think are going to do the best this week, choose them and then put them in, and that's basically it. So the players that I've already considered, and also on the left hand side you'll see the prices will change every week, and that is based on fixtures and form. So if Liverpool is playing against Norwich, then the Liverpool players will be more expensive, but if Liverpool is playing against Manchester City, the prices will be lower. So the goalkeeper, I think, so it's just, all it is creating a 1 week team, right? To enter a 1 week competition. So similar to what I do in my videos when we talk about, player picks of the week and differentials of the week, that's just what we're doing here basically, and seeing if they can win. So the players that, goalkeepers going towards the back, I think Pope is the pretty standard option. I think a lot of people are going to be picking right now. If anyone else is thinking something different, you can see maybe Fabianski, but I still think that they're going to concede against Southampton. But I think Pope at Newcastle with that defensive issues is not the best. 6 hours till deadline. True. And I think we've all been pretty locked in for a while. I think we're all quite prepared for game week 28. So I think Pope could be the highest scoring goalkeeper this weekend. So I'll start with him. Defenders, there's a lot. We've been talking about the likes of Taylor at Burnley and Saiss at Wolves. Doherty, I think he's becoming popular again, which is, I think, pretty fair. So I think he's someone that would be in the side. James is against Bournemouth. But do you think Harry Wilson or Callum Wilson at Bournemouth are decent options? So these are just 1 week player options that we're talking about. No, it doesn't go into game week 29 or anything like that. I'd even thought, even though I've been hammering West Ham in defence, I think maybe Cresswell at the back could be a good option, because I think he's on free kicks still. But if we're looking at likes of Burnley, Taylor is really cheap at the back. But the thing with this competition as well is you'll get stacking penalties. So we have 2 defensive players from Burnley. You'll get a -1 in this situation. Hoping Rodgers sticks with the wing-backs formation. Because you've gone Pereira. Pereira's a fantastic option no matter what, in my opinion. And I think Luca Dean is going to be a good option at home to Manchester United. So we talked about Luca Dean earlier on, and he could easily get something, I think, against Manchester United. I'm gonna put Antonio in for my punt here. I just could have leaned towards Snodgrass, but I think I don't know why I've got this gut feeling for Michail Antonio this game week. Because we talked about him, he's not played a lot of minutes recently or this season, but he does look I think he looks really strong, good, and dangerous when he's playing. So early team news, I'll wake up and I'll watch the game kind of fake live, so it'll be on when I'm sleeping. I'll wake up and I'll start it from the start of the game. So I'm looking forward to waking up tomorrow morning to watch Leicester Norwich. Especially because Leicester are trying to secure Champions League football, right? And I think Richarlison as well is still a good option at Everton. He's someone that is in good form. Maybe, and then we've got Bruno at Manchester United. These are players that I've already thought about. And if you guys have any suggestions who you think will be good options this game week, then please feel free to put them in, because this is a thing that we can do together. And maybe even Lucas Moura, because he is the out of position striker. We've still got 41 million left, and we don't have any Liverpool players. That's worrying. I forgot Liverpool. Or maybe this isn't Liverpool's week. Who knows? I think it's difficult to not go without Trent Alexander-Arnold for anything. But you can see he's worth 11 million for this game week. So I think I can bring him in and maybe take Taylor out. Van Dijk is forecast to score plus get double digits. You have been foretold. Okay. All right, then let's do Van Dijk and Trent then at the back. And I've still got 25 million for 2 forwards. Let's go old-fashioned Mike Bassett 4-4-2. So on my list of 1 week punt players for FanTeam or official FPL, I've got Giroud. Could be playing instead of Tammy Abraham. Ings/Long, because they're against a very poor West Ham side. Firmino is a top player away from home for Liverpool. Calvert-Lewin is still a good option because of form. Diogo Jota because of form. Greenwood or Ighalo because Martial is potentially injured. Jay Rodriguez or Chris Wood because they're against Newcastle. Raul Jimenez because he's just an all-round great player. Or Callum Wilson because he's at home to Chelsea and they need to get something from that game. We're still not having... So do you think maybe we should go for Firmino up front? And then we've still got 12 million, and then but we know. Do you think it's crazy to go without Salah or Mane? Thinking Diogo Jota away to. You think Jota away to Spurs? So I'm not backing Chelsea. Danny Ings could be a big one here. He could get something. So you're thinking Diogo? Jota could be the option here. So maybe take out Luca. and put in a different midfielder. So we've got our Liverpool 3. I think that's always a staple, really, isn't it? Mason Mount as an option. We talked about him earlier, talking about these Chelsea fixtures. Or maybe even someone like Callum Wilson. I think Callum Wilson's a punt too far for me. But I don't know about what you guys think about that. I think he's been a bit of a troll for a lot of people. It does worry you to not have Mo Salah or Sadio Mane in the side. But Vince is certain that Van Dijk is going to get a double-digit haul. It is possible. I don't play Sky, and Sky FPL is a game I might be interested in next season because apparently the likes of Van Dijk and Jorginho are like the best players on Sky FPL. So if there are any of you guys that play Sky FPL, then please let me know your thoughts on Sky. I don't really know a lot of the rules. No Southampton. Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. I mean, I could put Ings in for Firmino and then take out Moura for Mane. And then up front we've got Danny Ings, right? I think we could get rid of Luca Dean. Yeah, we could do it this way if you feel as though you think Diogo over Raul might be a good shout. So there's Southampton now. I don't know. I think Lucas Moura is the issue here. I don't think... You think Moura's going to play up front this weekend against Wolves? And Wolves are pretty good defensively. But I'm looking at the list of midfielders, and there's not a lot pulling me away. Mount versus Lucas Moura. Who would you guys lean towards in your team of the week? If you're going to make a team for 1 week, who'd be your option? Because we like our out-of-position players, right? Pretty happy with the goalkeeper. I think Pope is a decent option. There's not that many to choose from. I could go from Pope to Pravka, but I don't think that's any better. And I certainly don't want to go to Lloris. Pickford's not looking particularly good. Van Dijk, Liverpool, Doherty. I think that's pretty solid at the back. We don't need to go 4 at the back. Thoughts on this for a team, guys? We've got our 3 Liverpool. Jota instead of Raul could be the big one there. That could be the differential. Danny Ings, I think that's pretty solid. It's got Bruno Fernandes in there. I think this would be a decent side for 1 week. The game week 28, without the Friday games and the early Saturday game, of course. Oh, Notorious thinks Robertson. You think Robbo? I could do Van Dijk to Robbo, or I could do TAA to Robbo and go. Or playing 3 Liverpool at the back though would give me a -2, because at the minute it's -1 because that's the stacking penalty, right? It's to stop people just trickling up on the same players at the back. Mount, Armstrong, Traore, Barkley. Not Traore, not Barkley. I know Armstrong did well last time. Mount is the one that's pulling me possibly away from Moura. But the thing that pulls me into Moura is because he's going to play striker, right? And Bournemouth are at home fighting for their lives. You don't like Spurs players. I agree. There's a liability, but it's just a 1 week punt. I could do... I think I could do Antonio. I can't do Antonio to Mount. I could do Philippe Anderson. I just feel West Ham's going to score against Southampton. And it could be Anderson. It could be Snodgrass. It could be Antonio. I can just see like 2 goals coming from Antonio this week. And remember, you're trying to win a competition, right? You need to have some differentials in there. And who would be your captain for this? You think Snodgrass? I've got Snodgrass in the FPL team, but I feel as though Antonio is going to play as striker. We're just making the 1 week team, Steve, to put into the FanTeam competition. And it's just using the players we've talked about for the official FPL game, just putting them onto the FanTeam game and then entering it. That's it. We're just discussing which players for the 1 week punt. I do like Snodgrass. He is in my FPL team. I just have this feeling about Antonio, so it's got the chance to do it. You see, Fernandez is essential. That's why he's in for this week. That's why he's here. And who would you captain? Captain Danny Ings. Your captaincy would go to Ings. And maybe put vice captaincy on Mane. I don't know what it is, but it makes me feel like we're not going to get a Danny Ings monster haul anymore. And I know that sounds stupid, but I don't know. Southampton are in a situation where have they got a lot of things to fight for? West Ham are fighting for survival. Danny Ings maybe fighting for the golden boot. I think this is a decent team. Any thoughts for this one? Are we okay with the captaincy on Danny Ings? I think that is a decent shout. Yeah, I know you already prefer DCL to Ings. Mane as captain. Yeah, I think I'm going to swap that around. Mane and Ings, I think will be the way to go there. Still got 3.5 million in the bank, which is good because if it's a tie score, whoever's got the most money left in the bank gets the win. But we could still go Van Dijk to Robbo and have that double fullback. Hey, Undershot. Just finishing up here with our team of the week. Salah versus Watford. 5 games, 8 goals, 1 assist. So Vince wants... Okay. Salah over Mane. Okay, that's fine. So Salah over Mane, that's always on. Mane captain definitely. Ooh, see here's the split, right? Here is the split. Salah or Mane. So simple choice, guys. Just type in which one do you think, Salah or Mane, and then we'll go with whichever one. I have Salah for the FPL game. Maybe put Mane in for this one, so I'm splitting my difference. What would be your choice, guys? Salah or Mane? Richarlison for Salah. I've got Richarlison. Richarlison's on. Keep Mane. Oh, you're thinking of doubling up on the midfield. So get rid of Van Dijk. You don't think Richarlison? You think Mane, Salah, and then I could get an 8.3 million defender. I like the idea of that midfield double up as well. And it stops you getting a -1 because I told you earlier if you stack up on defensive options, you'll get minus points. Isn't it interesting how it does still split people, Salah or Mane? Because it is a coin cost, really, isn't it? Like, if you flicked a coin, if you flicked a coin and you said, okay, heads Salah, tails Mane, right? And you stuck by it, they're just both so good. Salah doesn't deliver away. I don't know. Noble as captain. See, this is what I told you guys earlier. Colin thinks outside the box every time. Punt on Aurier, or I don't even know if Christensen will play. So we stick Luca Dean back in defence. I don't trust Everton's defence though. Don't trust it. But there's not really many options basically outside of, with 0.2 million shy. Or we could take out Mora, put in Richarlison. Okay, where's Richarlison gone? Put in Richarlison, and then defensively, we can bring in James and do it this way. How about this one for Team of the Week? So we lose Mora, but he's against Wolves, and we get in James. We lose Van Dijk, but it's given us the Salah Mane combo. Yeah, and if I've got Fernandes, no evident defence, which I don't have. More out for Harry Wilson. Now, he was actually putting good stats in, Notorious. I did see about Harry Wilson, but I just don't trust Bournemouth. And I'm telling you, I'm going to stick with my gut on this one. The one person who stays in this team is Antonio. And I know I'll be talking to you guys next week, and he's probably cost me, the entire competition, but I'm going to stand by. Or he's going to get dropped, right, and Bowen's going to start. If it happens, then that's fine, because the safety net rule for this is if one of your 11 doesn't play, a person of equal value or less in the same position will be put in. So we look at West Ham, midfield, Antonio. If he doesn't play at any minutes and Rice does, Rice will come in for Antonio. That's a safety net rule for this, for the 1 week game. So now, here's the big one, guys. Captain, Salah or Mane? Salah or Mane, guys? Bruno Fernandes. I'm pretty happy with this team. Steve, it is. I am on a lot of pain medication. You are 100% right, buddy. The painkillers are the ones talking there. However, if you did watch the video this week, then you know that I've already suggested Michael Antonio for this game week before the gout struck, okay? So the only thing I think I'm gutted about this week's competition is that there's no Leicester Norwich fixture or no Brighton Palace fixture, because they're before 3 o'clock. You can change your team up until 1 minute before 3 p.m, right? So it's just the Saturday, Sunday games, because I'd have just probably tripled up on Leicester as well. Yeah, we're leaning towards Mane, right? Moyes loves Antonio. No problems there. P.S. Salah. Yeah, I think let's go Mane away. I think we're happy with this team. I'm pretty happy with this team. So it's really simple, guys. I'll put it on Twitter as well, and people can comment on Twitter too. But we have 11 players here right now. We do have Captain Mane, so that'll probably be the best one. All you have to do is comment, who do you think will be our top scorer of the week for our 11? Comment in the YouTube, not in the chat, but on the YouTube comments below. And if you're right, then you'll be put into a draw, and then I'll do it from random. And then you'll get a free ticket to do this next game week. So if you saw the video earlier, I put it on my Twitter as well. If you have a FanTeam account and you verified it, then if you're correct here, I can give away a free ticket. If no one is right, then whoever did comment, I'll put them all in, and someone will win a free ticket to play. It's usually €20 to play. There's a €50,000 prize, but they'll give me a ticket to give to you for free. That's like the only deal. They don't pay me money. I don't get a salary or whatever from FanTeam. They just give me free tickets to give to you guys. So, and I make it a bit of a competition, right? So these are our 11 players. Yeah, Mr. Jolly, I saw your name on my account thing, right? So, Mr. Jolly, I already know that you're a FanTeam member, and if you verified it, then that's great. Because if you're a UK resident, you have to verify. That's the gambling rules of the United Kingdom. Some countries don't have that, but if you are a UK resident, you have to do it. So, Mr. Jolly, if you comment below your guess, if you're right, you'll be put in the draw. But if you're wrong and no one else is right as well, you'll still be put in the draw. So it's simple as that. And like I say, it's €20 to play if you want to do this by yourself. But if you don't want to pay, then just comment below who of our 11 do you think is going to be the top scorer of the week. And like I said, Mane will count. So Mane is the captain right now. So he's probably the easiest one to guess. I mean, if I was going to play this game, I'd probably guess Mane. But if you want to have an outside punt and you think Mane is going to blank and Fernandez is going to haul, then put that in the comments below. So let me just enter this team. I'm pretty happy with it. Use my ticket. Okay, it says I can't afford it, but I can. So I'll do this off screen because my information might come up and I don't want to give my, details to everyone. So I'm going to call an end to the stream, guys. So thank you very much for joining. I hope you like the little ending thing. So it's just basically, it's a weekly competition. We take all the players we've been talking about and recommending for this game week anyway, and we put it onto the FanTeam game and enter them and see how they do. See all the players we've talked about who should have a good game week, and we'll actually see them, and you guys can play this game yourself or win a free ticket for the next game week. So hopefully you like it, and we'll see. But yeah, comment who in this 11 do you think will be the top scorer, and you'll have a chance to win if you've got a FanTeam account as well. So thank you very much. Hopefully we're going to get green arrows this week, guys. If you could watch the video as well from this week, that'd be great. I did tweet out saying I was a little bit worried about, for some reason, numbers have gone really low down. Streams are doing fine, but videos just terrible. I mean, I don't know why. So if you give that a watch, that would be great. Follow me on Twitter. I always tweet out about FPL stuff, and I always reply. I know I spoke to Steve earlier. Hope some of you guys can, vouch for me that I do reply, talk to you guys all about FPL and stuff. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. Have a go at this. Good luck for this game week. See you in the stream next week and also in the video. And yeah, hopefully we'll have green arrows. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Steve. I hope my foot's better as well. Everyone take care. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Get green arrows. Okay. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.